Hey YouTube, today I'm in downtown Bricktown because in this episode we're going to be reviewing 5 different scenery builds. Hey guys, and welcome to Brick Talk TV. Terry here, and today we're going to explore a few minor builds that form part of the cityscape in my city Bricktown. Today we'll be looking at 5 simple builds. We'll have a British post box, we'll look at some bollards, a dustbin or waste bin, fire hydrant, and finally we'll look at a parking meter. We'll go through each of these builds step by step, and then I'll show you what it looks like inside my city. So first up, let's look at how you build the bollard. So first up is the bollard. Let's take a look at this. First off, you start with a 1x1 flat plate. Then you put a 1x1 round tile on top. So it kind of looks like this. Then you want the cone on top of that, so you get more of a bollard shape forming then inside of that. Then you put your first gold 1x1 round on top to give it some colour, which is quite typical in London, where you'll see a gold rim around the top of these. And then to finish it off, you put a flat 1x1 round. You end up with something that looks like that. And that's our first design for today. And that's how you build the bollard. So let's have a look at what it looks like in the city. And now we'll move on to see how you build the waste bin. The next up is the waste bin. This is just formed of 2 simple parts. So you've got a crate, which I've used green. You can use any colour that you wish. And then also this curved 2x2 piece here. And you simply just clip that 2x2 piece on top of the crate, and then you end up with a bin. So now you have a little entrance there for minifigs to put their hands in for the waste bin, but then it's also blocked at the back, so it gives you a nice bin look there, quite simply as well, with just 2 parts. So that's our second build of today, complete. And that's how you build the waste bin. Simple 2 pieces you stick together, and I've placed lots of these throughout my city to make sure that it's keeping up with recycling and keeping green, and they work quite well with the dustbin men that go around and collecting all the waste. So this is what it looks like inside the city when it's placed. And now let's move over and see how you build a post box. Then on to the most involved build of today, and that's the post box. So you start with a 2x2 round black piece, which forms the base. On top of that you put another round 2x2 round piece, but this time it's the thin version, so the plate version rather than the brick version. So just stick that on top like that. So that now forms the base for the pillar for the post box. Then you need a 4-length rod like this. Stick that inside your base. Then we'll start with the first of the 2x2 round bricks, which gives the main postal box body. So slide that on there. Then you want another one, and I've actually got a sticker on this one because this actually gives the times of when the collections are, which is one of the things you'll see in a British post box. I'll put a link to the sticker that I've used in the description below, so be sure to check that out, and you can download and print them off if you like. Just adds another level of detail, and then just slide that on top of that like that. So now you've got this post box body forming, and then what we need to do is we need to cap off the top now. So that we're starting to allow for the entrance to the post box. So then let's just stick that on top like that. So now you've got a smooth top to the pillar. Then we'll use this wheel to signify the little slot inside the post box, and that just rests on top like that. Then we use one of these 2x2 round with a knob on top, and that sticks upside down into the axle part for the wheel like this. And then we've got the 2x2 rounded top, which is inverted with studs on that side, and that simply just goes in the top like that to form the top of our post box. And then that's it. So that's the post box. Let's stick this onto the other builds we've done today. And then let's move on to the fire hydrant. And that's how you build the post box. So quite a few more parts than probably the most parts of all the builds I'll show you today. And I've placed quite a few of these throughout the cityscape. And again, here's a picture of what it looks like when it's placed inside. I was inspired by the post office built by Bricked 1980, and I'll stick a card up here if you wanted to check a review of that. Although I have made a few modifications based on experience with that one, made it slightly higher. But I think they add a little bit more of a British feel to my city at the moment. So now we've done that, let's flip over now and show you how you do a fire hydrant. So the fire hydrant starts with a round 1x1 piece. Onto that you stick an Erling piece in red, so 1x1 with the studs on the side, or the knob on the side. Stick that on straightforwardly like that. So you've got the stud at the front and the top. And then you just use a 1x1 round in flat silver, 2 of those on the top and in the front. And there you have a basic fire hydrant look, which you can place for your city. Just add that to the other build we've done today. So that's the 4th one. Let's move over to the last one. So that's a fire hydrant done now. So I placed them throughout my city as well, just to add a bit more character to the sides of the road. I'll show you what that looks like in the city now. And you can see it's probably more of an American-based design rather than the British-based, because we don't have fire hydrants like that. But I still think it adds a bit more character to the city. And my city actually tends to be a merge of American and British sort of views anyway, so it kind of fits in quite nicely. So now we've done that, let's flip over now to the parking meter, which was inspired by the Lego Diner modular set. So the last build is the parking meter. We start with a cone in light grey. Into that we slot, I've used a 4-length rod. You could probably get away with a 3-length, to be honest. This mine's probably quite slightly high, but you can put that, slot that into the cone piece. Then onto that you get another Erling in light grey, put it to its side so the wider hole goes into the top of the rod, and slot that in like that. So you've got this kind of look going on. Then you want a 1x1 round flat stud piece with a gauge on the front, and you stick that on the top of the Erling like that. So then that gives you a sense of time on the meter. So you can see that there. Then on top we put a 1x1 clear piece, and then we top that off with a 1x1 flat tile in the grey colour, and that forms our parking meter that you can stick through the city. So let's add that to the other ones. That's our 5th and final build for today. And that's the final build for today. So now you have a parking meter design as well. As I said, that was inspired by the Lego Diner, but it fits in quite nicely. So I've added these in a few places around my city. Mainly I inspired to put these in because I decided I wanted to buy a minifigure of a traffic warden that's going around. So I'll also show you a picture of what the traffic warden looks like now as well with the parking meter. And I'll put a link in the description below to where I purchased the Lego minifig if you wanted to also have a traffic warden or traffic cop in your city as well. And that wraps up 5 basic designs for items that finish off any city street and give you a good level of detail rather than just a plain paving alongside of the road. I hope you can use some of these designs in your own city. Please like the video if this was helpful, and be sure to subscribe to the channel with the bell notification turned on. And as I mentioned in the video, all links are available in the description below to some of the resources, including the minifigure I mentioned. So until next time, stay safe and I'll see you then.